Steve, what's up? Yo, what up? I already left. Perfect, we're all on time, aside from Nav.
It's New York City, man. This is the mecca of nightlife. Industry talk, industry talk, industry talk. This is industry talk. This is industry talk.
Live and direct, baby, on the ones and twos.
It's not talked about enough. The mental psyche of a DJ traveling alone, the bottle girls, the bus boys. What specifically can you take out of nightlife that will allow you to find a job later on in life? No,
industry.
Yeah, but it's something to talk about.
It matters. It really matters.
Those people are trying to put us on more than we're trying to put each other on. Boom. That was my answer. I appreciate you guys tuning in. We'll see you guys next week.
And we out.
One.
There's not a shelf life to this game. There's just the shelf life that you set for yourself.
We here, man. Industry Talk with Big Ben.
I'm here with the Jason Experience.
We are here at Industry Talk.
This is Industry Talk.
It's the Kid Daytona, and I'm out here with the Jason Experience.
This isn't a pizza you put in the microwave at 3 minutes and you come back and it's ready. It takes time. It took me half a decade to just be relevant.
Lie and portray this ultimate poise like I've been had it figured out. Nah, I just didn't quit. That's the only distinguishing quality. You work with what you got, man. I was never a robber. I was always a hustler. When I didn't have a deal, you know, we did mixtapes.
Yeah.
That's what we could do.
Middle of the night, kitchen lights is on. Roll me up a back, then I light my stove. She told me stay calm when the crisis on. Said I die alone, I said it life upon. Park Hustle speaking hyperbole. Translation, get the money, never wait for hoe.
I don't separate who I am in the studio from who I am in the world.
Right.
I just, you know, I don't even write records no more. You know, we go in the studio, turn the mic on, play the music. Cause I learned it's all, everything is inside of you. It ain't nothing you have to think about. It's all there. You just got to get out the way.
Yeah.
Most definitely.
Let me tell you when the whole wide industry paid attention to Nipsey Hussle. He sold his mixtape for $100. That was the illest move anybody ever seen in hip-hop.
My section ride for sport every night, of course. Niggas dying every day, that's the price of war. Gang members spending thousands at the nicest stores. I levitate on 5-star luxury. Every time I ride, shit come for me.
I didn't have a good taste in my mouth about who's inside of the industry and who really love rap music, who got a passion about the art.
Nipsey Hussle, in my opinion, was like the leader of the free world. He was the leader of like independent artists.
Look, nothing can save us and we realized it. We knew the outcome and we still tried it. That South Central state of mind, I'm in the field logic. To be a real rider, you took this shit to the extreme and you ain't feel honest. Now this blood is on your hands, you hope these bills wash it. Sinking deeper in regret, and that's the real faucet. See everybody go for self, that was the real Slauson. But do this win, lose or draw, that was a real promise. Till death do us, what's most important was rep to us. Set schoolers to love a line, respect shooters. Reflect to it, this year I'm dropping my best music. Hope you niggas get rich and then reinvest to it. I wish you niggas success, just minus the stress to it. Lot of stages, lot of losses and regrets to it. The game of life, you ain't the type that would accept losing. Whatever's left to it, flying in a jet to it. Yeah, look, nothing can save us and we realized it. Yeah, nothing can save us and we realized it. Yeah, nothing can save us and we realized it. Look.
My name is Nipsey Hussle. I'm a rap artist, an entrepreneur, a author, producer, and you know, a radical.
I've been looking forward to this interview for a while, actually. So this is going to be fun. I can say that wholeheartedly. This is going to be fun. One of the first people that I've ever met in nightlife. One of the first people to ever believe in me in nightlife. And one of the first DJs I booked in nightlife as well, I believe. DJ Chris Bach.
All right. There he is.
So before we go into all what's wrong with nightlife, tell me how you got into it. Tell me the beginning.
So the beginning, honestly, it was a hobby.
in high school when I was like 15 years old. So I don't know. I was just enthralled in the 90s with hip hop. So like Nas and like the Fugees' first album and Biggie and Pac and just like good music. I consider like real hip hop, you know, like Redman and Method Man, Wu-Tang. And I was just like, you know what? I really like this shit. So I wanted to be a rapper.
Sorry for laughing.
So I was like, so I used to do like, honestly, me and like 3 of my high school friends, we were all high school basketball players, and then we did like our own like radio hip hop show in like my mom's basement, and like we'd like write rhymes down. We had like our own little crew, and I was like, you know, I like this, but I love the music aspect. So on my 15th birthday, I asked my mom to buy me turntables. So I got like 2 shitty ass broken turntables and a shitty Newmark mixer, and but it worked though. So I was like, wow, okay, I could finally, you know, have equipment. And then back in the day, you actually had to buy fucking records. So there was no such thing as a computer. So you had to go to a store and buy records. So, you know, I save my money, get a little part-time job, and buy records for like $9 a pop. And you know, keep on buying and stirring your milk crates, and then just get into like cutting and scratching a little bit, and you know, beat matching, and just progressively, you know, just fucking around, man. And you know, it was a hobby. I wanted to actually become like a lawyer, believe it or not. That was my first thing.
Same, yeah.
And then I was like, this isn't for me. So I just like dropped out of school there, got my degree. You know, I mean, just started bartending. My mom called me. She's like, yo, just come home and get your degree. I'm a pretty bright kid, believe it or not. I'm not as dumb as I look. I went back to New Jersey and got my degree at Rutgers.
Okay.
And then just started fucking around still. And then became a school teacher, high school basketball coach.
Okay.
But my passion was music. So I gave it all up, found this internship at KTU. And then the rest took off, man. That was pretty much the story.
Yo, you were a teacher?
Yeah, man.
I can see that though.
Yeah,
I can see that.
High school teacher, man. I taught phys ed, and then I was a basketball coach for 4 years. So
Yeah.
I coached the freshman team for 2 years and the varsity team for 2 years. I got promoted.
I can see that.
So
I can't.
yeah, man.
So what age do you start DJing professionally? KTU, when's that? What age is that?
24 years old, possibly.
24.
24.
So you're still fairly young, because you made it seem like you moved around to like 30, 32 or something.
No,
24 is pretty young still.
And then like my first job before KTU, I was a bar back at a club in New Jersey called Shout.
Okay.
And then from there, I met this like DJ. There's a DJ Steve Bando, and I used to carry his records and pay my dues until I got like opening gigs. You know, I was making 100.
Who is the guy who put you on again?
His name is DJ Steve Bando. He was a resident at the Limelight. And there was another DJ called Kirk Lopez, who's was a like Jersey Shore legend from like Hunka Bunka and like Club Abyss and all those like Staten Island shithole clubs back in the day. But it's like, but that was where you like
a whole other generation.
A whole other generation of this like, yo, let's just fist pump and get banged up. You know, like DJ Unique and like all those dudes, Andrew Mendez, like. I was like the little dude. Like, I'm not a big dude, but I was the little dude in the scene just carrying all the records, you know?
After college, you were a bar back while you were coaching and doing high school?
Oh, well, I was, in college.
So it seems like you're always involved
at Rutgers,
in nightlife.
I was bar back at Rutgers,
but no matter what, that's been consistent in your life. You've had nightlife in you since you're 18 years old.
Yeah, man. Like, I used to sneak into the Limelight when I was 17. Used to, like, throw parties at Exit. So, like, I've seen... From the mid-90s till now, the evolution of nightlife.
That's where we're going.
Or the downward slope of fucking nightlife.
Wonder why you complain so much.
Yeah, we're getting to that. Yeah, we had to.
Yeah, he actually made money back in the day. He got paid in cash. There was no checks.
We'll get to it. We'll get to it. Industry talk. But yes, so you got 3 generations of nightlife, and it's coming up to 2020. So we have 2000s, 2010, 3 generations. 2 decades almost.
I've been about 25 years in this right now.
Wow. First headlining gig, what venue, who put you on?
First headlining gig in New Jersey or New York?
New York City.
So my first big headlining gig in New York, I guess 2007, I think we're at now, 2006. I was headlining over at a Home and Guest House.
Okay.
So those were that was my first like big club. I did like some like Jersey stuff and like some Jersey local bars and stuff like that. But the first New York was the Home and the Guest House. Joe Delgado put me on there. I was a promoter from back in the day, and I met up with like Alex Glenn and the whole crew over there. DJ Schuler, Ani Quinn was there, and like this I guess when like 4am was just first starting as well. So I got kind of in with that clique. But my first major club was at Hudson Terrace when it first opened, and Sean Rose, who's part of Gold Bar, put me on for that.
You know, I think you're a great DJ. I think that you've proven. You know, the records speak for itself, correct? And I want the DJs at home. You know, I'm really talking to the DJs at home, the DJs that are in my DMs asking me, hey, can I get a headlining gig? It took 3 years to go from opening to headlining, from carrying crates. And this isn't a Chris Bachmann thing. This isn't every DJ I spoke to. Everybody's carried the crates. You know, that I think that's really cool to me in the 90s, that you guys had that humbling experience, that you carried someone else's crates, and then you become a DJ, then you lay down the records, and then you headline. You know, there's a fucking process. There's no process anymore. I bring you 30 people, I want to headline now.
Because it's the millennials and the new generation that's like, I want instant satisfaction, and there's no building it no more. Just like getting laid. You don't like go to a bar and buy a girl a drink, you swipe left and you fuck.
Yes.
So where's the evolution?
Where did we meet? Have you
I met you at the Shitty Attic. I DJ'd for you one time.
Okay.
And then after my set, came over to me, he's like, yo, that was awesome. And I remember you shook my hand, like, yo, we need to hang out and we need to have a meeting. And that was the first thing we did, was I met you at the Attic.
And then we did the meeting at the, you came to one of our meetings at my office.
Correct, in Brooklyn.
Yeah, with Carlos.
With some random Christmas tree and like in the middle of like some neighborhood. Some weird
okay, number one, the office was huge.
It was
it was a big office. I took the L on like but I had like a driveway. It was nice. I thought
it was like
nice.
stone fountains on the front.
It was beautiful.
It was some bullshit.
It was an open bar.
Hey, it was the right thing to do at the time, okay?
Did you say Jew or do?
Both.
Okay.
Yo, shout out to my mom for letting me use that space. Oh my gosh, she decked it out in marble too. Like she's like, yo, give me X amount of money, I'll just marble it up for you. It was like a quarter of the price at the time. I was like, damn, marble's expensive. Now I'm looking back at it, I'm like, she didn't charge me nothing. What's the status of New York City nightlife right now?
So I guess the highlight that I remember was the early 2000s. I think when Sound Factory, Exit, Twilo, like the Roxy, the Tunnel. I'm talking like major rooms, and every room was fucking filled without the promoters. People just came for the music. You had Denny Tenaglia playing. You had Jonathan Peters. You had Boris. You had Peter Rohofer. You had a Junior Vasquez. You had everyone. But people just wanted to party, man. So it wasn't no bottle service, none of this bullshit. It was $40 you paid to get in. That's what it was. It really was. That's what it was. And then, you know, if you knew some of the door people, like Paris was the transvestite over at Sound Factory, you know. But if she liked you, you know, she'd hook you up and get you in.
This is industry talk unfiltered.
But this was all about. But it was guys like Eddie Dean and like big like dudes and like Peter Gatien. They were just throwing dope parties, man. I remember like there was bubbles in rooms and like it was fun, man. It was like there was no fucking phone. There was no taking pictures. There was no, oh, I know this promoter. I know these 6 girls to get in. Nah, dude. If you want to party, go to the club. That's the way it was, and everyone paid. This whole thing of not paying to get anymore, so weird. Still, it's a weird concept. If you want to have a good time, you paid.
I want to know overall, it's been 25 years.
Yeah.
Someone's got to ask you this, you know? It's been 25 years.
25 years.
The checkouts eventually, I'm not going to put a number on it. It could be 10, it could be 25, it could be Benny Benassi, which means like, you know, when you die. But it can be however long. I've been told at my young age over and over again, there's a shelf life, there's a shelf life, there's a shelf life, there's a shelf life. And they've, in my head,
Great.
You're obviously 25 years deep. From your perspective, is there a shelf life? Do you see it coming on your end? And should I be worried?
The shelf life is when you burn out. So if you burn out and hate this job, then that's when your shelf life is. But you learn to evolve. And thank God I've evolved, like coming from promoter and bartender and opening DJ and crate milk bitch guy and to keep on building and building. Where now I'm at a place where thank God my name is still good. Where you say, hey, Chris Bachmann, yeah, he's a good DJ, solid dude. That's all I care about is my character and my reputation. And then from there, I've been evolving. You follow me on Facebook and Instagram, whatever. But I work with like 5-6 groups that book me weekly. And my events business is taking off. Where I'm doing weddings and corporate. I DJ for Modern Luxury, who owns Hamptons Magazine and Gotham Magazine. I do parties in Miami for Ocean Drive Magazine. I DJ for corporate. BMW is one of my clients now, thank goodness. I do stuff, weddings for private people. I DJ'd Anthony Doc's wedding.
Yeah.
So I DJ'd not Anthony. I'm sorry, Max's wedding. I apologize. But these are just.
I don't know how I didn't see that,
but these are people that me and Anthony just talk about AIM Hospitality. I gave him the boat. That's how we started House on the Hudson. That was my gig. I said, Anthony, I need you to fill his boat. Boom. And from there, he's been loyal to me. And it's these relationships that are so sacred. So if you burn bridges and you hate fucking nightlife, that's your shelf life. But thank goodness I've burned 0 bridges. My music is still good, even though I fucking hate half the hip hop. It's out. I play it, but you can keep going as long as you want.
So tell me from the beginning, where's the first place in Israel that you started nightlife?
So I'm in the nightlife industry, so I'm like 14 or 15 years old. I started as like a team promoter, and I didn't really care about money. I remember that we used to work in all those holiday teen parties, and we used to like send buses out of my hometown to those big clubs. We used to get like 25 or 30 bucks. We just wanted to get in, get our free ticket. I did that until I was like 17, 18 years old. A lot of people know that, but I was a promoter. And I worked in one of like the biggest nightclubs in Israel as a promoter. But
which one was it?
It's called Lehet. It's like to go. That's the translation in
just
in
like
English.
our falafel and shawarma will be.
Yes.
To go.
So basically, I knew that I'm not a good promoter, saying it straight up and honest. And I always went to the GM and I was annoying as fuck. I want to bartend, 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 I want to bartend for like 6 months. And he was like, no, leave me the fuck alone. I'll kick you out of here. I'll send you somewhere else. And then one night, it was a Friday night, I think we had like 3 or 4 bartenders calling out. He was stuck. And for all of you who are not familiar with like the Israeli nightlife industry, there is no such thing as lounges or like small clubs. Like a small nightclub is like 1,500 people. I'm not even joking.
Mm-hmm.
So you're talking about a Friday night, you're expecting 3,000 people, with like 3 or 4 bartenders short, and you're stuck. What are you doing? Neve, here's your shot. I got into the bar, I had no fucking idea what I'm doing, but apparently I did like very, very well. I worked as a bartender for 6 months, and that's how I got my first management position at the age of 19 years old. So
talk to me about this whole entrance to EDM in your life and why you chose to really go the festival route rather than stay in the club route.
So it actually was together. So when I got to like age of 21, 22, that's when I got an offer. And again, God knows how, from the biggest hospitality group in Israel, TLV Group, shout out to TLV Group, to basically come and manage 3 of their biggest nightclubs in Tel Aviv. Again, for all of you who don't know, Tel Aviv is like the mecca of Israeli nightlife. And part of managing 3 of those clubs, I was lucky enough to manage the biggest gay nightclub in Israel, TLV nightclub. When a lot of big DJs got their breakthrough over there. David Guetta and Bob Sinclair, Afrojack started there. So that's how I also got into like electronic music. As part of that group, they're also doing all the big festivals in Israel, and they're doing all the EDM shows. They work with Lifestyle. Lifestyle is the biggest festival company in the world that does Tomorrowland, Mysteryland. We do Electric Zoo here in New York. But that's how I got the EDM with them.
It sounds, to me at least, stay in Israel. No, I mean, not offensively. I'm saying, why would you even come to the States? Why did you make that move?
Yeah. So if you know me personally, you know that I'm very, very self-driven, and I'm always like hungry for more. It's like never enough for me. Yeah, I can stay. I can make a great salary. I can like run around, not do anything, just babysit and take my money, go home.
Mm-hmm.
But it was never enough. Like I always wanted to know more. I wanted to learn more, and I felt like I kind of did everything I needed to do in Israel. It was like boring. I was 22, 23 years old. I made great money. I had a fucking amazing studio apartment in like one of the most expensive buildings in Israel. I had a nice car, and I was like, all right, fuck it. Like I had enough. I moved to America. I started my first year in DC, in Washington, DC. I went to
Echo Stage?
I went to George Washington University for a year.
Oh, G-Dub. What'd you major in?
Huh?
What year is this?
2004, 13? 14?
I'm in Towson University, down the block from you at this point.
Really?
Yeah, like an hour away.
I used to know that.
Well, no, actually, no. Your timeline on the same timeline as me. You're old as fuck. Never mind.
29 years old, bitch.
Oh, wow.
I'm young. I'm not that
only
old.
2 years older
I know
than
I'm
me?
bald and chubby
I feel like
and
you
fat,
bitch
but,
more than me, though. I feel like you bitch way more than me.
But you know, I'm not there yet.
I call the oldness by how much they bitch. By how much like the other person in their life bitches. That's how old you are.
Yeah. Oh, I bitch a lot.
Yeah. So you're like we've had nights where we've had like 7-hour conversations. You know, serious conversations, a lot of serious talks. And I think that digressing a little bit from the timeline, because we will get back from that. I just want to put that on hold for a second. Me and you have had nights where we've spoken about a lot of issues in the industry. And one of the biggest things that we've really not been able to find is like mental stability, where it's like, okay, it doesn't make a difference if all the parties are going right, if they're wrong or right. There's always going to be something where it's like, this is really fast paced. I can't keep up. Because everything is a second. You wait all week to say hi to the same bathroom attendant. You wait all week to say hi to the same DJ, whatever it is, but all these conversations are 2 minutes long, and we wait weeks to say them. So I know people for 3 years, and I have had 1-minute conversations with them every single week for 3 years. This sped up lifestyle, which is fake relationships, you don't actually know anybody. I can't tell you if you have siblings, and I know you know you. You know what I'm trying to explain to you?
Yeah.
It's so fast. So how do you keep up, man?
I just, and this is something that I've learned after like 3 years in New York. I separate my personal life now from my work completely. And I know that a lot of people that works in this industry, like it's like they're part of it. Like it's all that they do they live to go out when they're not working. They live to party, to do drugs, to drink alcohol, to get fucked up every night. Sorry about the language, but the fuck bitches. And I completely separated myself from that. Like, I barely go out. Like, you won't find me in a nightclub if I'm not working. Like, it's very hard to get me out.
Unless I take you to bounce.
Depends on what night. Even that now, like, I've learned that, and again, I had like very, very tough 2 years, that this lifestyle takes a lot of toll out of you, not just mentally, but body-wise as well. So I stopped doing drugs. I stopped drinking a lot of alcohol. You know, I'm very healthy now. Like, I go to the gym. I really, really separate myself from this industry completely.
Take me back to when you first came to New York. Was that a trend? Was it going out every week? Was it like, I don't know how to balance the difference between Israeli and New York City nightlife? Give me some transparency between the two.
I'll take you back to my first week working in Tel Aviv. I didn't just manage the biggest gay nightclub in Israel. I started my first shift.
I really thought you were about to come out, to be honest.
Yeah, okay. And not yet. Give me a couple of years.
He's like, I really thought that was going to be good.
First weekend in Israel, Gay Pride weekend. And again, for those of you who don't know, it's probably one of the biggest Gay Pride weekends in the world. We're talking about close to 1 million people. I walk into the nightclub Thursday afternoon at 4 p.m. I walked out of there at 7 p.m. Sunday. I'm not even joking with you. 3 days straight in a nightclub, living on freaking hot dogs, Red Bulls, pizzas. That's the first time I saw cocaine in my life, age of 22. Not just cocaine, like I saw the owner, guys are laughing, but like I saw the owner of the owner of the fucking club kissing his sister. Like this type of weird shit, you know. You see the head promoter's dad, he's like 7 years old and he's sniffing cocaine and doing Molly, doing ecstasy. And I was never got attracted to it, but that's the first time I did cocaine. I feel like when I moved to New York, that's why I wanted to like be a part, and I wanted like, you know, to mark my name and, you know, put my foot in the door. So I started to do a lot of drugs, I started to go out a lot. And I felt like that it got to a point where like I'm finding myself every night fucking either stoned or fucked up on cocaine, Molly, drunk, like you name it.
Yeah.
And it also affected my work. Like when I worked in Gilded Lily, you probably know, like I used to finish a bottle of Don Julio a night.
Yeah.
Easy. Just to like keep it going, keep it working.
Just make it.
Yeah.
It's hard not to go out, man. It's hard to stay relevant and not going out. You got lucky. You are one of the luckiest people I know in the world. Not because you didn't set yourself up to be successful, but because in this business, you can set yourself up to be successful and still not be successful because you're one out of there's 90 people ahead of you everywhere. And you have a position at the Jane Hotel where you're doing a phenomenal job. Your bars are ringing. Your venue's a niche crowd that is unmatched, really,
We're
throughout the city.
very lucky to have a line around the block and sending away sometimes 400, 500 people every Friday and Saturday. I think that also the Jane Hotel is something that it's very, very unique, and there's not a lot of it, like a lot of venues like it left in New York. You know, the place is open for 10 years, and it's popping for 10 years. It's not like, you know, in other clubs, you open, you're cool for a year, then you get the hip-hop crowd, and you get the underage kids, and, like, you get the year 3 and you're done.
Yep.
You know, they focused a lot on no social media, very, very limited promotions. You know, the guys who runs it, like, you don't even know them.
Yeah.
And a lot of people don't know, like, the Jane Hotel is part of, like, probably one of the biggest hotel companies, like, in New York. We own, like, 44 properties.
Do you think that if you found the job, let's say the Jane Hotel at the age of 23, do you think that would have still made you now go out every single night, get fucked up, do drugs, etc.? Or do you think that, no, it's just a maturation process? At the end of the day, the job is the job, and when you mature into a age where your mindset is, hey, it's a business, it's work, it could be fun, but it's a business. Let me build it so it's sustainable. And then, you know, you grow onto the Janes and all that.
I think it's a little bit of both. You know, when you're young, 23, 24, 25, 26, even like in your 30s, and especially in America, like you want to go out, you want to party, you want to have fun, you want to experience things. And I think that I would do that anyway. I just think that if I would find a company like that stable, like I'm in right now, I wouldn't do the things that I did when I was like a little bit younger. Like I will had a lot more self-discipline, and I would be very like straight to the point with everything than what I had to go through.
What's one of the most crazy celebrity artist stories you've had managing a nightclub? What's one of the craziest nights, I guess, memorable or crazy? Any story you can share.
In Israel or in America?
America. Let's keep it
in America. I think when Young MA was super popular.
Yeah, Gilded, right?
We did a night in Gilded with her. And I think that
they cut a check too. I remember that.
Yeah, she's rolling in deep with like 40-something people.
Yeah. So what's the deal on that? What's your deal on that too? How many people do you think artists come with?
So I'll be honest with you, I don't care. Straight up, I don't care.
You don't give a fuck.
It's not that I don't give a fuck. It's just like the way we deal with things. Like I don't have to deal with the artist. You know, I don't have to book him. I don't have to, like, well, we have, like, as a club we have to pay him. But like I don't have to deal with him, book him, bring him, send him.
And I think the not to cut you off, I think the viewers that really don't know this, the promoters do a lot more than what you think. Like a lot of promoters, yes, we host 8 girls at a club night, and we pour some Smirnoff, and you know, at one point somebody makes out with somebody, and then at one point you get a stain on your shirt, and another point somebody Snapchats their fake chain, and we move on. You know, but there's people that put together events. You know, real chains, real life of events. You're his general manager. Your job is to oversee nightlife operation. You're putting together all the pieces to make it run smoothly. The bottle girls are enhancing revenue by their incredible service. My job is to bring people in the building. A busboy's job is to make sure these tables are clean. Security's job is to make sure we're all safe. It's pretty simple on paper. Why do we struggle? Why is your ego so high where we struggle to just put this together seamlessly?
I don't know. I haven't figured that out. The one thing that bothers me personally a lot is that like people that work in this industry, they have a hard time to see you succeed.
Yeah.
They
Very
really,
accurate.
really having a hard time with this.
Yes.
Like the more successful you are, the more they trying to put you down, they try to find dirt on you, they try to get you fired. And the second that something happens, you see everybody crawling out and try to get your position, you know, try to end your career for no fucking reason. And if they're not successful in it, they're gonna come shake your hand, hey buddy, what's up?
Look, man, in a commission-based industry, a lot of favors are going to be exchanged because a lot of people are not getting paid. So it is what it is. I mean, you have so many times where you have to do things. I have DJs come up here and tell me I have to do so many things for free. You're going to fall at one point. Like, let's say I go, hey, I guess this DJ isn't that great, so I'm not going to book him again. Or I just don't want to put him in my rotation, right? Now he's going to be mad because he opened 3 times for free. You have a promoter brings you 3 girls 4 times, and he wants to now get paid for each girl. You know what I'm saying? And now he's going to get tight at you because that's a favor you did. A guy comes to the Jane. He goes to the bar with you. You didn't say free shot. You paid for the shot. Now you owe him. These things become a system like, oh, the last time I saw him. You know how many times I ask someone, oh, I fucking hate that guy. Why? This one time at Catch Rooftop, I bought him a shot. We got drunk and he went home.
You know why I never ask for anything? Because I don't want to owe anyone anything.
Exactly.
I never ask for favors. Never.
What status do you think New York City nightlife is in right now?
In a very, very funky place right now. I think that we forgot what makes a good party. You know, these days, like nightclubs became like a corporatized business. You have all these lawyers and authorities and law enforcement. You got to deal with so much crap that we forgot that a nightclub is just a place when you come and let loose and you come to have fun. And part of it, like you said, it's a commission-based industry. Like, we have to put a premium on everything, you know, on bottle service. Like, we're selling real estate inside the club, where like just going out and having a good time and have a couple of drinks with your friend is not good enough. You know, we're putting the right girls next to the right like bottle clients, when sometimes it doesn't really matters. And that's why I always compare the Jane to all the other nightclubs. Like, we don't do that. Like, the way we operate is completely different than any other clubs. I don't have sparklers. I don't have bottle presentations. My waitresses, or the way we call them, like servers, I don't even call them bottle waitresses or bottle girls or whatever. Like, they wear a nice dress. They wear like a very professional blazer. They're here to give you service. And for us, it's like, it doesn't matter if you're paying $8 on a beer at the bar, or you get in a $5,000 table for table service. And by the way, our tables are fucking expensive as hell, and people don't know that. You get the same experience. We treat everybody the same, and the party is way, way more important than, you know, than everything else. We want to make sure that people are coming in, having drinks, having a good time. You know, maybe find a guy, find a girl that you like, get home safe.
Marty mentioned the fact that you don't bother him. You didn't bother him when he was DJing in Highlight Ballroom, and you don't bother the DJ in general. I really don't understand the whole concept of the DJ and then the GM, you know, blowing up in his face and like what was the last time you had to really remove a DJ off like your set at a club?
A couple weeks ago, but
what was that? What was that story? What was that story?
He just sucked.
He just sucked.
He just sucked.
But this is the
wait,
problem.
I know,
so the GMs.
I know what you're gonna say. I know you're gonna say, because I'm running around, I'm everywhere, and I don't get the time to listen to it.
Yeah. Industry talk. Put it out. Put it out there.
So
don't put a name out.
Yo, Mike, his Instagram.
I would literally stand on our mezzanine for like 10, 15 minutes, and I will just like see how the room looks like. I'll see if people are dancing or they're sitting. I'll see if they're having a good time or not. I'll see if the bar is like, you know, if people are engaging in a conversation. I know it's hard because everybody on their fucking Instagram these days, but like, you can feel when there's not a good vibe in the room. And again, I don't want to disrespect anyone. It's usually for like younger DJs. They're like, they don't know how to read crowd. They want to put all the fucking hits and all the fucking bangers first. Yes. And they don't know how to build the party first. You know, the proper way, you know. It's not just hip hop. It's not just Cardi B and Migos. Like, you know, you got to put some 80s stuff.
So I have a suggestion for you. You mentioned to me that the Jane Hotel is an up-and-coming place where they do things differently, and you guys continue to do things differently. So I want to encourage you to do something differently yourself. Why don't you start paying the opening DJs a hefty budget, split the budget between the headliner and opener, fuck the opening position, put 2 headliners on, and somebody like, let's say, a Bachmann and Shortcuts go on there, and they swap every other time. They don't care who's headlines, who doesn't.
That's what people don't know. I have the same DJs working for the Jane for the last 5 years. And we rotate their Friday and Saturday positions. Thursday we have like a different.
So this was the one situation where it was an anomaly.
Dude, you have, and so they all like one is opening, one is closing, then the next day he's closing, he's opening.
You don't ever say I didn't advocate for you guys.
Everybody,
I really tried right there.
Everybody's getting their fair share of the pie. And everybody also understand like what the vibe of the place and what needs to be done.
Well, look, if they've been in the room for 5 years, they've been in the room for 5 years. You can't beat experience.
And like you said, like you get like hit by DJs all the time. I get hit by DJs all the time. Yo, book me on, put me this.
What is the proper way? What is the way you want? What is the way you want them to approach you?
If something is,
I don't think there's a way. I don't mind it anymore because honestly, what else are you supposed to do? There's nobody booking DJs. There's nowhere out there. There's no placement process. It's not like you can call like a placement center like, hey, why don't you place me on the list? And then
it's
like
because
you know,
it's because the new DJs, if they're not entitled, they suck.
Okay, I'm not about to put down anybody. All I'm saying is there's not a lot of gigs out there. It's very difficult for them to find gigs. I'm not mad that people are DMing me, emailing me, or cornering me at clubs. It is what it is. All I'm saying is, what is your preferred way? That's it.
Let me ask you what's better for you. Do you prefer to chase gigs for $500 and like work your ass off to fill up your calendar every month, or to know that you have 8 shifts a month that you're making $400?
I have a mouth to feed, bro.
Huh?
If I
Yo,
know
you
I
got
have
you
a
got
guaranteed-
kids. Like
I know if I have
I
a
don't even hit
guaranteed
Marty
8
on that
gigs,
time, man. Like you
I'm
look,
perfect
look,
with
I'll
that,
just speak
yo.
for you on
I'm
this part,
perfect
man.
with
I'll speak for you on this part because I know this for a fact. Like this is not only a him problem, man. I have DJs. I had a DJ 3 years ago FaceTiming me with his kids. Like, yo, like this, like stupid shit because yo, people got families to feed. You know what I'm saying? And a lot of these DJs don't do what he does. He don't got pride like that. He got a job. He not dumb. He's not about to let his kids starve. He's gonna go work first, and then if the gigs come, that's a bonus. We gonna push as many gigs his way, but at the end of the day, when you got kids to feed, you got a family to feed, you got real life shit. That's not gonna stop for life. That's not gonna stop because I want to go on a 18-week binge and book other guys who are more important. You know what I'm saying? Food, rent, that shit is weekly, monthly. That shit's gonna hit. All my bills hit me up at the same time.
I also feel like that younger DJs, they want to play in all the fucking clubs.
Without working, why not keep a job? Why not keep a
I
job?
want to play it Tao. I want to play it Love. I want to play Marquita.
How do these kids not have a job? How do you not have a job? How do you, like when I was starting to work nightlife, I worked nightlife. My first 3 years, I was a waiter. Go look it up. I was working for I worked for 6 months for Meridian Mortgage, doing FHA loans. Shout out to them for giving me a job on the whim. And I was a waiter on Saturdays for this Jewish catering on Fridays and Saturdays. And I was waiter. Friday night, bro, I was waitering whatever Shabbat thing they had, man. I waited at night. At 12 o'clock, I took my black shirt off. I went straight to Highline Ballroom. I went to work. I didn't do both the same. I didn't do just promoting. And I lived at home with my mom. Like, it's not like I had rent or anything. You guys have, you're a DJ. Get a job aside from that. So for the first 3 years, like a man like Chris Bachmann has mentioned, it take 3 years to headline. This man was teaching, a basketball coach, a bar back, and DJing. That's how you do it. Where's the work?
That's 1,000%.
I gotta clap for myself, motherfuckers. Fuck y'all, man. Fuck y'all. Real shit. A recording artist who's been around for a long time, putting in a lot of work in the game. One of the most honest dudes, and I keep saying this, man. It's so hard to find good character in this business. You know what I'm saying?
Facts.
And I think you can measure the amount of, you can measure someone else, your friend's character by how much you put them on to stuff, because you know you're safe. If I can go out there and be like, yo, and I can give out your number to so many people, that means I am comfortable with whatever you're putting out. And anything I've ever put in front of you, you've just killed.
I'm not always comfortable with everybody having my number, though.
I apologize for that. Not everybody. Usually it's somebody good. Usually, it's somebody,
yeah. I mean, it's for work, so
you know. But you're a recording artist.
Yep.
Critical in the building.
What up?
You guys see
What
the
up,
logo.
Brooklyn?
You guys see the logo.
Yeah.
Staten Island, New York. Staten Island, New York. We're the back critical. Staten Island, New York. Second biggest thing to come out of Staten Island, aside from the Wu-Tang.
Yep. Shout to Wu-Tang.
Shout out to the Wu-Tang. You have a couple records that I really do enjoy. My records, my one of my favorites. Before you say pause, fornicate. Don't say pause.
Ain't no pause for that.
Yeah, there's definitely no pause for that.
Yeah, he's from the Bronx though. Like
everything is paused. I hate when everything is paused.
Everything is
I
paused.
love me some haram.
Fucking Marty, man. But nah. So talk to me about this new record that you got coming out.
Just got a new record called Smoke. It's produced by a producer named Sound Mason. He's out of Woodstock. He's Grammy nominated. I've been working with him for quite a long time, and he's just one of those producers that I mesh with well. And I mean, the record speaks for itself. It's
You've
high
been putting
energy.
out a lot of like singles, man. You're heating up.
Yeah, that's what I'm all about. I'm all about singles right now. I feel like unless you're like a real prominent artist, there's no point in putting out a full project because it's kind of hard to actually like engage listeners right now at this point of music, the way the game is.
You've been around nightlife basically for the past 8, like a lot longer than people think you've been around nightlife. Way before LeSouk.
Yeah, I mean, just in general. I mean,
Yeah.
I've been going out to clubs since I'm 14 years old, shaping up little fake mustaches on, using chalked IDs and shit.
Chalked IDs?
Yeah, back then, we used to chalk IDs. We used to take red colored pencils and, we would change the numbers.
Are you serious?
Yeah.
How long
They
ago?
weren't scanning IDs back then. I mean, I was 14 years old, so we're talking,
Talk to me how this whole thing came to be, obviously, and also how comfortably You somehow fell into this role. It's beyond me. You're so comfortable up there.
To me, it's performing. I'm just not reciting lyrics. I mean, actually, I am. I'm just not reciting always my lyrics, and I'm just, hyping the crowd. It's. I've been performing since I'm 12 years old, so it's the same thing to me. It's nothing different.
If you can give some advice to somebody else who's trying to host, who's trying to do the same job you're doing, what's some advice?
Just don't think too much, Just feel the vibe. As long as the vibe's there, because I've been in situations, not really at Le Souk. It's always pretty much a good vibe every week, which is kind of mind-boggling to me how every single week is like something special. But, just feel the vibe and roll with it.
You had Nav and Lil Uzi Vert there last week.
Last Monday, yeah.
Last Monday.
There's always big artists just popping out. Yeah.
Name some of them for the public. This is a really big party on a Monday. A lot of people don't know about it, and it's been going on for a long time. You know what I mean?
Before I got there, I was just in Peru, and people see what I'm doing out there, and like the first thing people would say to me when they would like encounter me was, "Twerk Mondays."
Gotta go to that.
They're like, yes, I want to come to that.
Yo, also shout to Peter Parker, man.
Shout Peter Parker, shout Johnny B.
Yeah,
shout the whole team.
he's just a part of that brand. That's
Peter
of
Parker.
course, he's curating the whole evening.
And you guys don't really bring any other DJs in.
Just got some guest spots once in a while.
Yeah. Unless it's like Camilo or Flex, and I think that speaks volumes for his talent. And how he conducts himself at that party. So shout out to Peter Parker. I don't know you personally, but shout out to you.
Bushwick, Brooklyn. When I first started, it was actually like heading into the summertime, and I was just like, all right, it's about to get dead. And it never got dead. I think it was actually more wild in the summertime,
You have a studio now in Bushwick, I believe,
Yeah.
correct? You see some guys coming in and out of that studio recording here and there.
Yeah, I don't really want to give up any names.
No, I'm not going for the names. I'm going for something else. I haven't seen you drop something with a feature in a while.
I don't really consider myself to be an artist that necessarily needs features. I feel like I'm quite different as an artist. I just feel like I like that. I put myself in like a different box. Not to put myself in a box, but I feel like I'm in a different lane than most artists, and I don't want to do features just to do it. I've done features for the sake of doing features, and I didn't get the response that I wanted. So, there are artists I would be open to do features with, but not really so much as far as rappers go.
More R&B, more like trap-ish.
Yeah, singers, someone like Adele or something like that, or Dua Lipa, or
love Dua Lipa.
I'll do some shit with
Love
Sean
Dua
Paul.
Lipa.
I'm a fan of Adele.
Yeah.
What's up? This is So Dope, and we're here at Nonfiction Radio with the homie Jason Experience, and I'm 195 pounds of So Dope, and I love cereal. I've always produced, even when I was like younger. It was more, but when I was younger, it was mostly hip hop. Because I would do these mixtapes, and I would like produce different drums for like a certain part of the tape, just to make it different.
Performing his new record.
Brand new.
An artist from Staten Island who has persevered through many hard times.
Yeah.
Going through the hip hop industry as we know it. My good friend, a great artist, Critical, performing his new single.
Let's get it.
Smoked.
Yes, sir.
Shout to Sound Mason. Industry Talk Radio. Let's get it, New York. This is my new single. It's dropping soon. It's called Smoke. You know what it is, New York. You don't want to get smoked. You don't want to get smoked. You don't want to get smoked. You don't want to get left in the dust. You don't want to get smoked. You don't want to get smoked. You don't want to get smoked. You don't want to get left in the dust. Left in the dust. Somebody about to get smoked. Coming for your food. Yeah, I came to eat. Get out the kitchen if you can take the heat. I'm the king of the jungle and all I see is meat. Sizing you up from your head to your feet. There's no problem too big that I can't overcome. Stick the fuck in you when you're finished to know you're done. Don't need to hold a gun. I'm out here throwing fits. I'm my only competition cause they don't exist. Smoke. You don't wanna get smoked. You don't wanna get smoked. You don't wanna get left in the dust. You don't wanna get smoked. You don't wanna get smoked. You don't wanna get. You don't wanna get left in the dust, left in the dust. Somebody about to get smoked. Came to win, I ain't never come to lose. Championships, yeah, I win them by the tools. All I hear is cheers, all you hear is boos. You ain't never seen fire till you made me blow a fuse. You don't wanna do that. Game over, strike like a cobra, hard like a soldier. Make your line go flat, old soda. You should've listened when I told you don't wanna get smoked. You don't wanna get smoked. You don't wanna get smoked. You don't wanna get left in the dust. You don't wanna get smoked. You don't wanna get smoked. You don't wanna get left in the. You don't wanna get left in the dust. Left in the dust. Somebody about to get smoked. One time for Industry Talk Radio, Function House, Red Hook, Brooklyn. I go by the name of Critical. 2 Ks, no C's. First class, oh baby. Shout to Marty Rock, you know what it is.
Get it.
Yeah.
And that's a wrap.